What's up, YouTube? Alright, so today I'm going to kind of go over Boltons, but just not any Boltons, custom Boltons. So by Bolton, what I mean are like basic modifications that you can do that just bolt right up, like an intake system, a header, or some kind of exhaust modification. All you got to do is just bolt it up, and there's nothing you got to do. You don't got to put a belt over it. You ain't got to do timing and all that stuff. So it's just simple bolt-ons, and I'm gonna tell you on how you can get the most power out of bolt-ons. With the K20 A2 or K20Z, I'm thinking you could probably get over 250 wheel if you do this the correct way. So what is the correct way? So, how do I get a lot of power out of bolt-ons? If you haven't by now, you've seen what my car can do. My car has just bolt-ons. As you can see back here, I still got my full interior. You know, nothing's gutted or anything. So yeah, I still got my full interior, just running bolt-ons, and basically all I did with the K-Pro was I just tuned my air-fuel ratios. So I got basically a partial street tune. You know, I just got on the highway, did some 4th gear, 3rd gear pulls, and then I tuned my air-fuel ratio from there by adding fuel and stuff like that. So that's all I've done so far to this car. You got other modifications, such as I added a 4.7 final drive ratio, because the K20 A2 and the 2002 to 2004 RSX comes with a 4.3 final drive ratio. For NA cars, you kind of want to go with a 4.7 or like a 5.1 or something like that. Those are better for NA. When you're boosted, you kind of want to get like, you want to keep the 4.3 or something like that, or you want to get the base 5-speed, you know. So yeah, I have a really torquey transmission, also with the lightweight flywheel and a stage 2 clutch, cerametallic clutch. So that's basically what this car has. No shift modifications, no upgraded fuel, no nitrous, you know, no cams or nothing, just bolt-ons. Actually, I'm going to show you what I got right now. Okay, so here I have an RBC. I think this is a 70mm throttle body, custom intake, and yeah, the cables are upgraded too. This is more solid than the rubber, so the cables are upgraded. Yeah, lightweight battery, and a little duct that provides cold air to the intake, or you could say ram air. Everything from here down to the oil pan is stock. So what leaves next is, you see back here, a custom race header, which goes back to a NVIDIA Q300 exhaust. So I'm actually kind of restricted on the exhaust. So yeah, as you guys can see, pretty much stock besides bolt-ons, just full bolt-ons. And just to show you guys the interior one more time. Alright, yeah, you can see I got some crap back there, a little Santa hat. But yeah, so full interior. Full interior. Alright. So when I got this car, basically it had an RVC, and it still had this throttle body, and it had a short ram intake that went towards the back. and it had stock exhaust completely. I think the previous owner like undid some screws to make it have an exhaust leak so it'd have a sound, but yeah, that was about it, which was crappy because that's an exhaust leak. It, you know, robs you of horsepower. So yeah, and it also had K-Pro, so I don't know what kind of, you know, tuning they did, but with the crappy mods that they had on here, it couldn't have been really anything much. So I was just letting you guys know that. So as you know, there's actually well, you know, everybody knows about the two forms of forced induction. That's getting a turbocharger, which is spun by the exhaust gases, and then there is getting a supercharger, which is spun by the belt, the serpentine belt. Well, there's a third one, not as strong as the other two, of course, but there is a third one, and that is called inertial supercharging. Now, you guys have heard me talk about inertial supercharging before, so I guess it's kind of like a part 2. I decided to get more detail into it so you guys can know how to make power without having to spend a whole lot of money in modifications. And when you do decide to spend that money in your modifications, you're getting more power than the next person that has the same mods that you do. So let's talk about inertial supercharging. So inertial supercharging, how does that increase the VE, aka volumetric efficiency? Well, basically what happens is the intake opens, it draws air, and you have the design of this intake manifold actually matters a lot. The way this manifold is designed is going to develop power up high more than it is going to develop power down low because of how long these runners are and the diameter of these runners. And then this plenum space right here. So what happens with a lot of people, let's talk about exhaust scavenging. So back here with the race header, what the race header's job to do is it creates a vacuum which draws out exhaust gases and clears the combustion chamber so you can get the most fresh air back in the combustion chamber without having any exhaust gases left over, which increases your volumetric efficiency. Alright, so how do we get inertial supercharging out of this? Well, basically you have to have custom bolt-ons, because on the shelf bolt-ons are actually designed to be easier to install more than they're designed to cause the inertial supercharging effect. So you need bolt-ons that basically help this intake manifold resonate. And when this intake manifold is resonating, you're getting almost like a forced induction effect, aka inertial supercharging. So in order to get this to resonate, so when you have a race header and it pulls the gases from the chamber and then the intake side opens up, it causes a pressure wave or a resonance wave to travel all the way to the end of the intake. And then it travels back. Once it reaches the opening, the wave travels back. And then, so the wave travels out to the end of the intake, and then it travels back. And then it comes in and it hits the cylinder that opens up. So what you want to do is you want to be able to, with the design of the intake based off of this design, which you got to buy your intake manifold, or you can have one custom made or whatever, but this needs to be designed based off of this and what kind of engine you have, of course. So when this opens up, you want this wave to come back right as this cylinder is opening up. If timed properly, you will get an extra charge of velocity forced into the cylinder by that wave, which you typically wouldn't get with just the intake pulling through a vacuum, pulling air in. So you get an extra charge behind that wave. When that happens, this is considered to be resonating. And then that's what we refer to as inertial supercharging. So in order to get that, you have to have a race header that is designed with specific diameter, specific length, specific bends to time its pressure wave as well, because there's also a pressure wave that travels through the exhaust as well that comes back and creates that vacuum, which if you get that wave timed properly in the collector will create a vacuum in the collector to help suck the air out of the cylinders, which in return, timing the wave on this side will help you push air into the cylinder. So you want to have a wave that helps suck the air out of the cylinder and one that pushes the air into the cylinder. And that is the full inertial supercharging effect, and that is how you're going to increase your volumetric efficiency. And it is said, I think, that you can actually get above atmospheric pressure with it in a car if you time this inertial supercharging correctly. So like I said, guys, you can't just do this with off-the-shelf bolt-ons. You're gonna need custom designed bolt-ons designed by somebody who is familiar with this type of engineering and this type of theory of inertial supercharging, in order to so they can develop the bolt-ons that will match the intake manifold and properly time that pressure wave to arrive as the cylinder opens up and push air or provide an extra charge to the cylinder to increase your VE. So hopefully that information helps you out there. So that's why when people ask me what kind of header should I get, or what kind of intake should I get, yeah, you can get engine cold air intake. It's been dyno proven to provide a lot of horsepower, but there's more to it than just cold air. It's the bends, it's the diameter, it's the length. All this goes into an intake design, and it needs to be considered. And then that is how you will get the most horsepower out of bolt-ons. And that's what's going to put you ahead of the next person who doesn't use custom bolt-ons. They use the off-the-shelf bolt-ons. And that's going to be, so I do know a guy who does do custom bolt-ons. He's knowledgeable about the K20. He's the guy that created my modifications. I'll provide a link, and I'll put his username right here on YouTube, and I'll also provide a link in the description down below on how to get to his profile if you're interested in developing, you know, power, being NA, getting the most power you can out of an NA K20 without having to put cams on, or without having to change the fuel over to E85 or something like that, or changing your injectors and stuff like that, because I haven't even done that yet. And if you see my videos, I'm running with V8s, Camaro SS. I ran a Lexus ISF. I didn't get it on film, you know, it was after I was coming back from the gym. We were pretty, it was a good race. He started pulling me in top end. As you know, my fourth gear is kind of popping out, so I couldn't really race up the fourth gear anyway. But first, second, and third, we were pretty close with the. I was pretty close with the Lexus ISF, and it had exhaust. That's all I know. I mean, I don't know the guy, so I can't tell you what's done to the car. But he had exhaust for sure. It sounded nice, definitely. But yeah. So I have full interior, just bolt-ons, and I estimate if you time the inertial supercharging correct, you can get over 250 wheel horsepower when you're dyno tuned. You need to be tuned, of course, because you can't make use of these bolt-ons unless your ECU knows how to use these bolt-ons, aka you need to get a tune. So don't just put these bolt-ons on and, you know, think you're gonna be fast. You need to get a K Pro, or if you're 05, 06, get a K tuner or whatever. AEM Infinity, if that's the, if you like to do the expensive stuff and or whatever. But yeah, that's how you can make power with just bolt-ons, and that's how you can, you know, you don't have to do a whole bunch of stuff to your car and change your car a lot to be able to beat a lot of these modern sports cars. It just takes bolt-ons. So hopefully this helps you guys out. I preach inertial supercharging a lot, you know, and hopefully in these next videos, especially after I get dyno tuned myself, like I said, I'm just a partial street tune right now, but once I get dyno tuned myself, hopefully I can provide you results that are good for you guys, and even better, my racing results will be good for you guys. So I'll continue to do, like, you know, drag racing, because it will give you an idea of, like, acceleration wise of where just using bolt-ons makes me stand. And that's why I'm holding off on doing any fuel mods, and I'm holding off on doing cams or anything like that until I show you guys what can be done to an RSX with just bolt-ons. That's my goal right now. I want to show the world an RSX with just bolt-ons kicking some major ass. And that because, you know, you always hear these guys are like, well, you know, like V8 guys or American car guys, or, you know, just haters in general on Hondas. They're like, oh, you gotta kill your whole interior. I still got my interior. You gotta take out your interior to win, or, you know, stuff like that. Or you gotta be turbo or supercharged to win, or something like that. I'm like, no. You know, I got guys out here at the races that I've been to, and their first thing is, man, what do you got? What engine's in there? What do you got in there? I'm like, it's a stock K20 A2. So, yeah, if you want to be like that, you know, this is the route to go. Don't cheap out on your bolt-ons. Put the money in it and get the correct bolt-ons. It is worth it. Don't let these people tell you that, oh, just get this header, you know, they only like 5 horsepower difference. Don't let people tell you that stuff. Get proper bolt-ons. Spend the money on your bolt-ons. All right, so that's all I got for you guys this video. Peace out, and I'll see you guys next time. Okay, you're at the end of the video. I just wanted to take this time to thank everybody who is subscribing to my channel. I know I haven't thanked you guys or anything like that. So I wanted to give you guys a big thank you. So far I'm about at 173 subscribers last time I checked. I'm guessing well, I guess when we get to about 500 subscribers, maybe I can do like a giveaway or something like that. Maybe like a car part, or, you know, like some kind of merchandise, because I am thinking about doing 4-Banger Mafia merchandise. So yeah, probably do like a giveaway. By then, at 500 subscribers, I'll probably have something that's worth you guys' time, and something that you'd want to have. So yeah, on the way to 500 subscribers, I'll do a giveaway for 500 subscribers. Once again, I just yeah, I really want to thank you guys for supporting me. With you guys' support, I can continue to do this, continue to make DIYs, continue to educate the not so well known theories and principles in the automotive world, and continue to do these vlogs, and show you the you know, the scenes, racing techniques, actual videos of me racing, not just street racing, but, you know, track racing, and you know, autocross and stuff like that. So all that's coming up. Just give me some time. I'm trying to get acclimated in the situation that I'm in right now. But yeah, so let's get to 500, guys. See you later.